Welcome back to another episode of the Tacho Show. So, of course, we've had a brand new 8th raid season, and with it, the advent of the Choose Your Legends 8 heroes, who have been completely dominant in pretty much all of the modes for the most part. I'm having so much fun using this batch of Choose Your Legends heroes, and thanks to them, if we take a look over here, look at this, -0 lift loss. Now, that's a first for... I mean, how long has it been since I've had -0? Quite some time. Usually how this goes is like -180 or something, but no, we actually had a successful defense, which is pretty good. Of course, Peko Mama has something to do with that as well, but the Brave Heroes are really good on defense teams. So why don't we go ahead and take a look at some replays. Normally how I do this is we actually just look at the defense first, and then I'll go over the thought process behind a lot of stuff. But as the season went along, I was making minor changes here and there, so I think what would be best is for us to just watch every single replay. We do have 2 hard losses all the way at the end, which is good because we can show ways that you can get around this team and actually beat it. But for the majority of the season, we were just taking hard wins all day long. So we're going to start all the way at the bottom here. We have QXR as our first opponent, so let's take a look here. Okay, so I have a kind of like a wall set up here where we've got Brave Robin supplying ice tiles to these 2 spaces. So if you want to go ahead and melee attack my units, you got to first break these ice tiles, and they respawn at the start of every turn. So it's not like an obstacle like these ones at the bottom here. You can just break them and they're gone forever. Nah, the ice tiles, they keep coming back every turn as long as Robin is there. So having a way to melee this requires quite a lot of actions. Now, it's not impossible to melee it, but even so, it's not the easiest thing in the world. So that's providing 1 layer of defense there. Of course, we have Far Save on Myrrh, who can provide us some safety against ranged attackers. So that's going to keep our units in the game. And Alphonse is just standing there buffing the whole team with his... what's it called again? Great talent. Yes, so he's giving bonus stats, and then also his reach is really good. So having Alphonse being able to cover as much ground as he does makes it harder to hit and run against this. Peko Mama's giving us, of course, Divine Nectar support. King Freyr is penalty cleansing for us, and then we got Felix with the dreaded Hardy Bearing Seal because it lets him beat a lot of things. And, of course, Celica Rings, so he can just warp a million billion spaces after taking a million billion actions. And Katri is on here. I'm probably going to take her off next season. The only thought process behind having her was, 1, I needed a duo hero, or else I can't activate Duo's Hindrance. So that's not really a good enough reason to run Katria. And then also, in the event that the enemies are trying to bait me from close, I can potentially be giving, like, a triangle attack to units like Robin, Alphonse, and Felix if they, like, try to bait from one of these tiles for whatever reason. So I'm forcing you to the bottom. I want you to bait from far away because that way Felix can abuse his mobility to the fullest. Okay, so this guy is running Felix himself with also Celica Ring. Then we have Ratatosker. Of course, she can put up Divine Vein. What is hers called again? Like Vine or Tree or Roots or whatever her Divine Vein effect is called. Divine Vein Green. What a name. Why would they call it green? Okay, regardless. She can provide warp bubbles, so Felix can't just, like, warp in with Celica Ring, which is good. Alright, then we have Veil, of course. We have a very well-built Rosado here at +9. That might even just be his base kit, but +9, though. Alright, then we got Emblem at +4 with, of course, Breath of Life, and then Alphonse. Alright, so this guy, I mean, just no thought process at all. Just toss Ike right there. Alright, let's see how that goes, buddy. So Alphonse comes in, of course. We're going to proc our special, which is good, because that means we're going to buff the team. Alright, then Ike got hit by Hush Spectrum, because that's one of the things that Brave Robin does. And then we just warp in with Felix. That is so gross, man. He could just play hopscotch over all of these obstacles. So even if you leave them there, it's not really doing much. And in particular, I put... instead of obstacles, I started putting, like, actual structures there, like the Panic Manor, the Dark Shrine, and the Tactic Room, because they can really cause a hindrance to enemy units at the bottom. So you want to break them, but is it a good idea to actually break them when units like Felix covers so much ground and Alphonse covers so much ground? Then we can do repo shenanigans with like King Freyr getting an extra action from Haithrun. So having all of these obstacles here that are like things you would want to break is very dirty. And then this very well-built Rosado. Let's see if he's built well enough. No, he's not. So +9 Rosado just gets washed completely by unmerged Felix. Yeah, seems legit. Okay, that's our first replay. Okay, here we go with the next one. We got 4 KOs here. I don't know if we're going to watch that many KOs, but we'll take a look at least the first couple. So Bernadetta, of course, I don't have Bernadetta. I don't particularly think I want Bernadetta either, because Oblivion brought this to my attention, just like random healing on everything, which is going around all over the place, just messes with Bernadetta so badly. So I don't know if I want her, because she's got like so many problems. Okay, we have Byleth, of course. He is a bonus. Felix is a really good Gale Forcer. He can definitely Gale Force the team that I've got here if you do it right. All right, then Bernie at +10. Oh, this guy loves Bernie. All right, +5 Elamine, +1 Thor, and then +4 Ashura. Okay. All right, so I guess this guy completely forgot that Alphonse has Brave Seliph range. Speaking of which, Brave Seliph is going to get refined, what, next month? That's going to be quite a trip, right? Oh, man, we're hot off the heels of what I would say is probably the best and most fun Choose Your Legends as far as how effective all the units are and, like, how good they are across all sorts of different modes. And then we're about to get refines for a batch of Choose Your Legends where you could argue half of the units are still really good. Like Brave Crom, Brave Seliph, you can still get use out of them. Yeah, right there, I mean, there we show off the antics with Freyr and Peko Mama. He could just repo someone and move again. And then he's got a pretty solid player phase. He's got a guaranteed follow-up. I can auto-transform him with the Beast Seal, and then he's got a lot of DR. He's got Moonbow ready with the Marth Ring. So, yeah, this guy, he kicks some pretty hardcore ass. I could probably give him Bonfire, too, if I wanted. Now that I think about that, because Bonfire with... Does he have -1? Yeah, he does. So, like, Bonfire would be at... Actually, why does he have the Marth Ring? It's doing nothing for him if he has Moonbow. He's supposed to have Bonfire, actually. Okay, I will fix that for the next round of Aether Raids. Alright, my bad, guys. Okay, Benji here just looks like he saw the defense and ran away. Alright, we got Pato over here. Okay, so this guy's got Peony, Duo Peony. We have Bride Embla, who is one of the main reasons why I need King Freyr here, so he can cleanse her undefended. Because if you hit anything with undefended and then you're able to attack through Myrrh, that's not good. So we need to make sure Myrrh is able to at least save us against Embla. Okay, then we got the new Leo from the new banner. Interesting. Alright, Gulveig is also... Believe it or not, Gulveig can do her antics against this. She can clean sweep if you have a way for her to beat Myrrh, which is not unthinkable. Alright, then we have Ratatoskr and then Satyr. Satyr is able to end actions, but if I have Kanto Curb, I am trying so hard to get Kanto Curb on Robin. I feel like she's probably the best unit to give it to, because with the Ice Tiles spawn 2 spots away from her, so in order to break the ice, you have to be in 4 spaces of Kanto Curb. So having her with Kanto Curb just makes the most sense to me, especially for defense. And then we can just stop people from ending our actions with Kanto Curb. So like Satyr wouldn't be able to do anything. Duo Leon wouldn't be able to do anything. Alright, seems like he's trying to hit and run, but he doesn't have the firepower necessary to do that. And again, Kanto Curb would have been really good there, because he wouldn't have been able to hit and run my structures. And it looks like he misjudged Felix's reach here. So Felix comes in, he kills Leo, and then he's going to get another kill. That's what's really good about Felix on defense, is because he can actually get more than 1 KOs if the enemies mess up. And that's very necessary for defense teams, because if you have the bonus defense mythic hero, and then you have like one more defense mythic hero, you can have minus 40 lift loss, but you still need to get 2 KOs to mitigate lift loss completely. Felix being able to just like take out 2 enemies regardless is pretty good for defense. So he is the master of lift loss reduction, which is good. Alright, so there we go with Pato. Then we have this Japanese dude. Okay, I don't know the first kanji in his name. It kind of looks like the kanji for light, but it's not. Okay, so Elamine again. Breath of Life 4 Elamine, which is the way to go. You can't false start anybody anymore, so don't bother. Alright, then we got Plumeria. We have Emblem Ike, okay. You see him quite a lot. Plus 10 as well. Ooh. Alright, another Breath of Life unit there. Micaiah. Then we have a plus 1 Ector Deer. And then a plus 10 Valentine Myrrh. She also has Warp Bubbles, so Felix won't be able to warp his full spaces. This looks pretty good. I'm surprised this guy actually lost, to tell you the truth. With a team like this. Like, what is actually... Oh. Yeah, see, he went too far in with Ike. Now we're going to get Brave attacking on Robin because of Katria. So that's the reason why Katria is here. Alright, we're going to hit him with Flare, and we can Brave attack, so we might even finish him off right here. Okay, nah, Ike is just that guy. Even with Brave attacking, it's hard to kill him. But then Robin, too. Look at that. Robin was able to tank him pretty well. I found this Robin to be very tanky, surprisingly. Because she's, of course, getting the 15 points of true damage from her B skill. And then she does a lot of reductions to enemy attack. Like over here, I think she has some. She's got some on her B skill. So, like, finishing off this Robin is not the easiest thing in the world. So, like, especially for Felix, I found, like, my Felix, when I'm trying to, like, player phase Gale Force enemies, he needs a little bit of support to be able to double her. So, yeah, man, Robin's really a nice defensive unit here. Not only because of the ice tiles, but just how effective she is at taking hits. Alright, there we harsh spectrumed Alphonse, and then we're able to clap with his makings of a king special there. I have harsh command on Myrrh, so that, because she's going to warp in because of Katria giving warping, and then she can warp, and then she can cleanse Alphonse's penalties before he attacks, and then she can Kanto down one spot, thanks to Robin giving Kanto. And the reason why is because we just want Myrrh in a better spot for the second turn afterwards, where she's in a better place to far safe protect. And then we just got tiles for days, and again, the Peko Mama Freyr combo. That is so nasty. That caught so many people this season. Yeah, man, this defense... The defense is finally good again. It's so bittersweet to see that, man. Alright, we have Wyatt up next here. Okay, so he's got a Winter Edelgard. Winter Edelgard is another possible Gale Force option for this. We have Bunny Sonia. We have Plumeria, we've got Satyr, we have Thor, and then we have Wow. Gale Forcing Alphonse, really. Interesting, okay. So he breaks the structure, and then he warps in with Edelgard. Of course, Edelgard has the Celica ring, so she can do that. Alright, then Edelgard is going to bop Robin here. It's surprising that this is a perfect KO. Look, 50 out of 50. That's insane, man. I don't even think I gave Dragon Flowers to Robin either. So I could totally still do that. And then she would live in this situation, which is obviously a big problem. So, man, like I said, Robin is surprisingly a tanky unit. Okay, then Felix with color disadvantage, and then Edelgard not moving any spots. He's not able to get a lot of DR. And he warps in. He goes for the dance on Edelgard, but he's unable to continue because... I mean, look at his offensive units. They're so old. Who is Satyr killing? She's not killing anyone because we have Myrrh there, right? So Satyr is useless. Thor might be able to kill Myrrh, but I don't even know. Because with Divine Nectar and like all the support Myrrh is getting, I don't know if Thor is even able to kill her. And then what is Alphonse even doing? If this guy had better Gale Force initiators, maybe this would have worked. But poor guy is forced to use Alphonse. So, and not the good Alphonse either, so yeah. Okay, so of course Wyatt revealed a possible weakness here, so I made some adjustments as the season went on. So if you're able to turn one, just like break all of the stuff over here, you can start Gale Forcing with Celica Ring. So what I've done is I put some more structures over here to try to waste as many turns as possible so that we can get Myrrh to use Warp Bubble and also get like stat cleansing with King Freyr, and we're getting like bonus stats and all that. So hopefully this would be enough of a deterrent for people to try to go up the right-hand corner with Celica Ring. All right, we got Byleth, we got Ashura, we got Altina, we've got Toon Micaiah. Okay, we have Brave Alphonse here. They're going to try to bait with him, I would assume. And then also Emblem Ike. Creation Pulse, Emblem Ike, by the way, I should mention. Obstruct Alphonse as well, by the way, so that could possibly do stuff here. Problem is, Alphonse really can't initiate on this team because of the ice tiles and the fact that I have the real traps protected by the ice tiles as well. So yeah, it's not going to be easy for Alphonse to attack in and then activate his Divine Vein Stone. So if you wanted to bait with Alphonse against a team like this, you would probably want someone else to set up Divine Veins for him. So like Ratatoskr or Lumera would be options. Okay, so Felix, of course, he warps in. He gets rid of Alphonse. He's going to get to move again. And let's see if he can beat Ike here. He's got the Hardy Bearing Seal, which is specifically to deal with Ike. All right, but he's able to use Great Ether because he has Creation Pulse, even though we hit him with Harsh Spectrum. But we do live, and then let's see here. Ooh, only by 2 HP. That's close. Yeah, so because this guy has a bunch of merges on Ike, and then also he clapped us with Great Ether regardless of Harsh Spectrum, he was able to live there. But yeah, that's very interesting, man. A lot of close matchups here. Felix almost was able to beat Ike. Robin was almost able to tank Winter Edelgard. All right, then here we... Look at this. How do you approach this turn, too, with all the ice tiles now? It's so annoying. Yeah, Robin is like a must for defenses. The ice tiles are just too good. All right, here we're attacking into Toon Micaiah. I don't know if we're going to kill here. Toon Micaiah is very tanky in terms of res. All right, yeah, she's still too real. All right, and then, of course, Peko Mama gives us Repo and another action, so there we go. I've seen a lot of people using Swap, but I think Reposition's actually better with Peko Mama. Because, like, Swap, they don't always swap in, and the unit who you want to swap doesn't always swap. But with Reposition, the way that the CPU uses it is actually better for the way Divine Nectar gives you the extra action, where they will reposition a unit that's close to enemies, which is going to be the case, and then they're going to be able to move again afterwards. So, yeah, I would say reposition over swap, at least in my experience with that. All right, we should be getting close to the end here. Okay, we have Gifka up next, a unit who I still don't know why he's not in Fey. Like, there's no reason Gifka should not be in Fey yet. There's so many units from Tellius that need to be added. Okay, Gatekeeper, who is... Gatekeeper would not be a bad replacement for Catria here on my team, because then, like I said, that prevents people from warping up the right side with Celica Ring, and there's a lot of other blind spots that we haven't seen yet on this defense where a Gatekeeper just completely removes that, having the instant warp bubble. So, like, I'm seriously considering running Gatekeeper on here. All right, then we have Emblem Ike again. He's been everywhere at +9 as well. Then we've got Ashura, we have Rayson, we have Ectordeer, and then we have also King Kainigus. So this guy really is a Tellius fan. All right, looks like he's going to try to bait us here. Possibly with his Kainigus and also his Ike. But let's see how that goes, if he's able to pull it off. All right, Ectordeer over there. Kainigus, of course, providing a lot of support to, or far-save support to his guys. All right, Alphonse comes in. We're going to proc our special and raise everybody's stats, and then we Hush Spectrum Dyke, so he's not going to hit us with Great Ether, which is very good. All right, then he has Cancel Control, so we can't warp back all the way. Alright, then King Freyr repos, and then he gets to move. Alright, he's not able to finish off Ike here, which is kind of surprising, but I guess it is what it is. Yeah, if we had Bonfire like I'm supposed to, maybe that would have been a KO. And then Felix, he went over there. He wasn't able to warp afterwards, which is a little unfortunate, but yeah, because usually what happens is Felix will move before King Freyr, because Felix has no assists on him, but then I'm not sure why Freyr moved first and repoed there. It's kind of, I don't know. I'll have to go back to the drawing board on that one. Alright, so Ectordeer is the king of melee combat. I don't think any unit really has a good matchup against him in melee. Maybe Felix if we initiate on him, but not if we're the ones getting initiated on. Alright, so then he's going after King Freyr, which is a battle of the husbandos, I guess. Yeah, what is your type, ladies? You like the muscle-bound, like meatheads like Ectordeer, or the beautiful guys like King Freyr? Alright, leave a comment in the comment section letting me know what your husbando type is, I guess. Okay, so Robin here, we're going to attack into Kainigus. I think we're getting triangle attack from Katria too. Nah, it doesn't. Okay, we're not. But either way, now we're showing off Robin's ability to just be a nuking option, which is pretty good if she's able to just tear through Kainigus like that. Now, Kainigus is not necessarily one of the better far saves anymore, but he's still not the worst, right? Like, he's still got some stuff going on. So the fact that we just demolished him, I think, says a decent amount there. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. We have one more, and then we have the losses, which those are going to be interesting. So, all right, we have here a Felix for Gale Forcing. Then we've got Naga, we have Regan, we've got Plumeria, another Ectordeer, and then Byleth. Okay, so Felix, he's going to try to bait with Felix? Wait a second. Oh, okay, I was going to say, no, that is not going to work. All right, so he's baiting instead with Naga. That's not going to work either. So we get the bonus movement here with Alphonse. We harsh commanded with Myrrh, and then Alphonse is going to kill her. Then we're going to stat boost with Great Talent, and all of the shenanigans are about to ensue. Yeah, not looking too good here. Let's see if Felix can initiate and beat Ectordeer. Seems like he might. Yeah, he definitely can. So, it just depends on who initiates first, is who wins in the melee matchup there. All right, then we get rid of Byleth as well. So many KOs, because there's so many people that either sack play. Like, Felix is good against sack plays because he can just kill the sacrificed unit and then still move in with his warping and extra movement to get rid of stuff. So helpful for defense teams, man. It's just, it's finally fun to build a defense team again. It hasn't been in so many years. Okay, so next up, we're going to take a look at the losses finally, and then we'll hop out of here. So this is the first loss that we took. We've got Felix for Gale Forcing. We have Regan. We've got Alphonse. We have Plumeria. We got Naga, and then we have Altina. So some sort of Gale Forcing will ensue here. All right, he breaks the structure, and then he cancels away. That would not work. Again, like I said, I'm trying so hard to get Cancel Curb on Robin. I'm summoning every day that I can on that banner to get Lucia. I YOLO pull every day on blue, and if she comes home, great. If she doesn't, there's not much I can really do. But for the whales out there, if you want to, like, update this defense, just give Robin Cancel Curb, pretty much. And then he's not able to do that anymore. It seems like he wants to player phase Peko Mama from the empty spot that he just made. There also, I guess another thing I could do is we could swap Robin with King Freyr, and then Robin would put an ice tile there also. So what this guy did here was make an open space for him to attack Hathroom, but that wouldn't work if we have the ice tile there. Maybe that's a solution too. Just put like Robin, swap Robin and King Freyr, and maybe then I don't need Kanto Curb, but I still want Kanto Curb anyway. It's just good. All right, he gets the... Oh, wow. Did he need the... He probably did, right? Because he went in with Felix on the previous turn, and he backed off. He didn't attack Hathroon there. So he might have needed the Bolt Tower to be able to get this KO, which is pretty interesting. Yeah, wow. Even though he won, it looks like he went through quite a lot of hardships here. And then Felix, he left these structures there on purpose so that Felix wouldn't be able to warp down and start attacking people, which was smart, obviously. And then we set up the ice tile. This unit is so annoying, man. Can you imagine, like, maybe past turn 1 and she's still around, she's still putting up ice tiles. It gets very cloudy as to what your approach is for turn 2 onwards when she's there. Because you gotta, like, it just takes a lot of actions out of your team to be able to get rid of the ice and then start attacking. Alright, so Felix getting rid of Robin now, and then he's good enough of an Omni tank that after he gets rid of select threats, he could just tank. Doesn't look like that's what he's going for here, but... Yeah, and then we're not able to do repo antics with Peko Mama because she's dead. So... Yeah, very successful run here by this guy. He probably had to think about this quite a bit because, of course, after the first initiation, things get very cloudy if you're not able to just one-round the entire team. But with Felix, it looks like he's going to be able to get through this, no problem. So we'll move on to the final replay here. Okay, so this one... He's got double Satyr. Okay, so again, Kanto Curb would be very helpful here. Plumeria, we got Byleth, we've got Edelgard with Celica Ring Gale Force, and then we have Regan. Yeah, so the move might just be get rid of Katria for Gatekeeper, and then give Robin Kanto Curb, and maybe swap Robin and King Freyr's spots, and that would be like everything. But then not having Duo's Hindrance is kind of sus. I've already noticed this on a lot of good top-tier defenses that there's not really a good defensive hero that you want to run that is also a duo or harmonic. Like, there might be some, maybe like Goldberry and Bernie, but for the most part, there's not really a duo or harmonic hero that I feel really contributes anymore. So, like, Duo's Hindrance is getting harder and harder to really upkeep, and if that's the case, then... no matter how tanky your team is, you're going to get demolished by duo skills on offense. So, yeah, like, you kind of have to have a duo hero, but then they're not really that effective anymore. So, I don't know, man. I'll have to think about it a little bit more. Yeah, so their Edelgard is able to warp in with Celica Ring, and then she is going to start busting ass here. He's got double Fury as well, so he can warp in. Man, it's so unfortunate that Myrrh doesn't use her Warp Bubble at the start of turn. Like, at the start of enemy turn. Like how some of these units just have, like, start of enemy turn effects now, like Micaiah and such and such. That would have been so good for Myrrh to just instantly get her Warp Bubble. But what are you going to do? You can't get everything. That unit's already good enough. Alright, he goes after Katria there. I don't know if that makes any difference, like... Did he need to get rid of her? I guess it doesn't really matter. And then he just warped in with Satyr. It didn't matter if Satyr was going to attack anything anyway, because she's just going to end actions now. So yeah, that's pretty much how this goes. We have double Satyr ending turns, so he's just got us locked down. And again, like I said, the fix for this would be have Kanto Curb and possibly Gatekeeper. So... there you guys go. That wraps us up for at least this defense season for 8th Raids. And like I said, I mean, it's actually fun to build a defense team again now because of how much firepower these Brave heroes have supplied to ARD. Like, it's just really good. And as we've seen, a lot of these people were unable to do it. We only really took losses on the final day, which means these are probably good players. Because at the end of the season, that's when lift loss, or... that's when your lift is at its highest. So we're getting matched up against people that have good lift. So, like, the guys at the beginning were all probably not the greatest, or at least they didn't plan too well on how they were going to attack the team. And then these two at the end, on the final day, of course, they're probably, like, really good players. So, yeah, I mean, I don't mind taking an L to someone who's good, but as long as you can beat all of the players that aren't able to really plan out stuff, then I think we're doing good here. So that's going to wrap us up for this round of 8th Raids. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And I will catch y'all again on the flip side.